Hi everyone, I'm Hudson Shivers, and this is my final portfolio presentation for my Tesla Gigafactory expansion project. This portfolio pulls together all the work I've done throughout the semester of Introduction to Project Management, from early research and planning to budgeting, stakeholder communications, and risk management. The goal was to design a large-scale, fully sustainable manufacturing facility that aligns with Tesla's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Little overview. The project I chose was the Tesla Gigafactory expansion, which would be a solar-powered, high-tech manufacturing facility designed to boost production of both electric vehicles and the batteries needed to run them. There's already 5 of these facilities globally, and we're looking to expand to a 6th one. The main deliverables of this project include acquiring and prepping the land, building out the factory itself, setting up automated assembly, and finally training the workforce and going into full-scale production. The whole build is expected to take about 24 months from start to finish, and it's broken down into overlapping phases like construction, system automation, and then workforce training, all running parallel to be as efficient as possible. Here we'll take a quick dive into my project, and first we'll look at my process flow diagram here. There it is. It's broken down into 9 key phases here, from project initiation into the infrastructure development, the actual building of the factory, and then once that's built, training the workforce, getting all of approvals from regulatory bodies that we need in the government, and then finally, if all things go smooth, hitting full-scale production within the 24-month deadline there. We also have my risk management plan here. I identified 9 key ones as well. This took a while here. I thought of the main ones like construction delays and budget overruns. These are pretty obvious ones, and they're likely to happen if we're not managing our resources well. So they've been flagged, and we have mitigation strategies in case this does occur. But some other ones like workforce safety, or maybe the public and community backlash from concerns over the environment or the noise of the construction, were some I didn't really think of, and then they came to me. I had to include them in there. Next, I've got my stakeholder communication plan. This one also took me a fair amount of time, but it's really, really valuable to keep everyone on the same page, from the Tesla executives to government, regulatory bodies, people we need to get approval from, and even the community, making sure that everyone is aware of what their role is and how they're playing in the plan there. Next, I'll justify my budget here. The project's total budget is about 732 million, and the estimated annual return in the first year of full-scale production is over 10 billion, mostly from increased vehicle output and savings on battery production. Based on these numbers, the project pays for itself within the first few years. Obviously, real cash flow doesn't work that instantly, but it shows how high the return on investment could be within the long term there, even once production ramps up. To finish off, we'll be reflecting on my process throughout the project. So I took improvement from the discussion forum there and cleaned up some of my graphs and worked on my budget justification a little bit, just to make the numbers look a bit more smooth and sharp and easier to read for the people viewing my project. What went well? One thing that I was really proud of this whole project was having those early assignments completed. It freed me up to focus on the design and visuals and kind of overall view of my portfolio. I'm really proud of my stakeholder communication plan. I thought I identified who was within the plan, what their role was within there, and how they'd be communicated to throughout it. This was also a big project with massive estimates, so I thought I was proud of my ability to keep all the budgeting numbers realistic, and they all worked out pretty well. I ran into some challenges as well, as we all did with this project. My biggest one was formatting the charts and diagrams. It's a lot more tedious than I expected. And honestly kind of frustrating at points. I had all of the information at my fingertips, but I had to sit there and get it into diagrams. So that was probably the biggest challenge I ran into, and maybe keeping the finding estimates for the budgeted numbers. Um, this project helped me a lot and leveled up my risk management skills, I think, too. Identified risks I hadn't considered before, like the energy supply issues or community backlash, figured out how to plan for them when stuff hits the fan. Personally, I learned that early planning makes everything smoother. I was glad to have most of these assignments done early in the semester. So it was mostly just putting it all together and making it cohesive. A few final thoughts. That's my Tesla Gigafactory expansion portfolio. Really helped me learn this semester, and I'm grateful we got the opportunity to go into a creative project like that where we had kind of free reign on what we could choose, how we wanted to work it. Um, Overall, thank you for the opportunity to present this project to you, and have a great night.